this is Dr. Rosche, the Doctor of Rethinking, helping you to remix your thinking so you can have a new way of living. And on day number 2 of the 7 days to empower you, I want to talk about shifting your mindset. If you know anything about Dr. Rosche, I speak in acronyms because it helps me to remember what I need to say to you, and it helps you to grasp the information even more. So let's talk about this shift. As my years as being a psychologist, I've been a psychologist since 2006. It's been a long time. And in the beginning, I used to only work with teenagers, adolescents, my favorite age group to work with, right? And what I started to notice was between about our birth until about age 16, a lot of things are really outside of our control. It's outside of our control if we make it to school on time or if we don't make it to school on time. A lot of times out of our control, where we live, if we have food on the table or not having food on the table, if we have shelter and what type of shelter. A lot of those things and those decisions are outside of our control. They're in the control of those who are taking care of us, right? But I recognize that there's a time about 15, 16 years old and maybe a little bit younger for some people where a shift must be made. A shift must be made when you start to begin to take ownership of your own life and you take responsibility for where you are in life and you make sure that you move to the next level. However, I also recognize that the shift could happen or maybe it won't happen and you may get stuck. And I recognize between ages of 16 and about 21 years old, and maybe a little bit later, 24, and sometimes that's our transitional age time where we're really developing our identity and moving into who we're going to be. We make certain decisions during that time that we can often get stuck in the level of blaming someone else for where we are in our lives. And then we turn ourselves in our late 30s, early 40s based on decisions we made because we did not make the shift. And now we're dealing with the consequences of not making the shift. And maybe you didn't make the right shift in your money, right? You didn't learn the right skills. You didn't become a saver. And so now you're trying to change some of those things inside of you. So let's go ahead and talk about the different acronym. S is turning your shame into strength. There are things that you may have some money shame about just life in general. And I want you to turn that shame into strength. I want you to find it as a testimony to be able to share with others. H, what has been hindering you and holding you back? I want you to turn those hindrances into help. So you're going to find the things that are hindering you. I want you to find what is the limiting beliefs, lack of finances, lack of a social circle. And I want you to find the help that's necessary. And then I, there's things that are invisible to us, right? They say things are happening in our unconscious, out of our awareness, right? And those invisibilities must be turned into insight. Insight is now putting them in our awareness. Once they're in our awareness, now we can do something about them, right? And then the F is turning the fear into faith. Right? Fear, or I call it the lies we tell ourselves, right? And I want you to now replace those lies that I'm not enough, that I'm not desirable, into the truth that I am desirable, I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and I want you to look for the evidence that that is true. And then the T, I want you to look at those triggers, those things that make you relapse into who you used to be, and I want you to see the transformation and celebrate yourself in every transformation you make. Everybody, let's go and make that shift.